and welcome, Nutanix friends. Today I'll show you how to set up a Microsoft SQL Server Multicluster Provisioning with Era. Then I will attach a web application provisioned by Calm to this database. Let's see how it works.
So here we are at the Nutanix Era dashboard. Well, first we have to check that we have at least 2 clusters. So I go to Administration, and on the Era service I see there are 2 clusters, both running the Era agents, and on one there is the Era server. As well, there are some network configuration you have to do. And after this has been done, you need to have a network profile for the Microsoft cluster. So you go to Create, SQL Server and Windows Cluster. Choose your clusters, the related DMZ, VLAN, for example, and use the naming MS SQL Cluster and create. Well, now we are ready to provision a high availability database. So let's go straight to the next step. So here we are at the databases. I go to source. There is already one database, that's a single database, but I now want to provision a multi-cluster SQL database. So I go to provisioning, SQL, and choose the availability database. I create a new one and call it SQL AG. Choose the 2 clusters. I'll choose the network profile I'll created and the Windows domain. Go to next. The software profile that I created before. Then I just use the standard profile, compute profile. I use the small one and the password. Then I want to know which server runs on which Nutanix cluster. So I want to have the SQL AG1 run on my 26000 and the second one on my C22. Then I select again a database parameter profile. That's just a standard profile. Go to next. I'll choose the secondary only for me, say synchronous commit for the availability mode and readable secondary for both. And the primary is my 2600. I go to next. I call the database Fiesta HA. I use 10 gig and choose as well a database parameter profile that's standard and go to next. Here you can choose actually your time machine settings. I choose none because I'm not want to do backup. I have a too small environment for that. Then I say provision. And now the 2 servers get provision on my 2 Nutanix clusters. That will take around 40-45 minutes, and I'll come back when the stuff or when the database and the servers are created. So we are back and see the database provisioning has finished. Fiesta HA is running, and what it actually did, can we see below? It created actually 2 servers on my clusters. It installs the Windows failover cluster. It creates Windows failover cluster, creates availability, the always on availability group, and so on. So it does actually everything. And it does as well register the database. And you see on the Prism Central, my two servers are on the different clusters. One is on the C220 and one is on the S2600. So the database is now running. The next step will be just to provision a Calm blueprint. I will show that in a minute, and then we can go further with that. So here we are at the little blueprint I have. It's just a single server. Nothing special, so I just can straight go to launch. And now I have to give in the name, so I'll call it Fiesta, HA. Now the DB host address name. How do I get that? Well, that's actually easy. Go to ERA, go to database server, list, and click on the SQL AG. And there you see the two servers, the 1 and the 2, and I see my always on availability group. There is this IP address, and I'll take this IP address, put it in here. The DB username it's administrator, the domain it's my domain. The DB name it's Fiesta HA, and the password I have. So just create, and the blueprint will take about 5 to 6 minutes till it's created, and afterwards we see how the application behaves. Well, my application is running. As you see, it's green. I'll now check if I can access it. So I'll copy the IP address, go to a new tab, copy it in, and there we go. My application is running. So let's add some stuff. Demo 01, city Zurich, then whatever, submit, add another one, demo 2, city, no city, and here we go. You see the web store is working and fully functioning. Good. So now I need to check which database server is actually the active one. So I'll go to the database server, connect the failover cluster manager, and see my current host is SQL LAG2. So let's actually shut down the SQL AG2 then. So I go back to Prism Central, go to my VM list, and just search for the SQL AG. Here we go. I'll take the number 2. My action is to hard power off the server. So the server should be powered off now, or by now, as it is red. Now let's see if my web application still is working. So I do a refresh on that. And it takes probably a bit of time till the synchronization is done. Here we go. And you see demo 01, demo 2, all the entries are still in there. My web application is still running. There is no outage because the database did a failover. So that's how easy it is to configure a SQL server multi-cluster in ERA.
Wow, isn't it stunning how easy it is to provision a Microsoft SQL multi-cluster server with ERA? attach an application to the database and have the application in high availability mode. So I hope you find this video interesting and see you next time.